Okay, we're back in the shop. We got 7.5 Mercury, the rebuilt carburetor going back on. A bit of Beatles. In the background. So never hurts to have a little music in the background, but if you're familiar with the Beatles, right now it's February 21st, and the song that just played was Here Comes the Sun. So hopefully in another week or two, we'll be having some warm days. Can thaw out this bucket I have in the shed here so I can put a couple of these in the bucket and give it a test run. So there is a clip right here for the cab that I took off to get this out, and I'll put it back on, but right now I'm just snugging these up. There's a new gasket on here. I went through the carburetor. The only thing I didn't pull off was the Welch plug, and I believe that was pretty clean from what I could see. I did dump it in a tank and let it go. Pull that choke out of the way. This one, the choke is actually on the right hand side, where they switched it in another year or two, the choke start going on the left hand side. And if I can get it snugged up, this is 7/16. I do have a heater running in the background here also. Like I said, it's February 21st and it's probably about 32 degrees outside. We got a nor'easter coming at us tonight. I say maybe another foot of snow or something in this area. So we'll find out. We'll find out tonight and tomorrow. Looks like Monday could be a day off for people. We'll see. But we got plenty of things I can do in the basement. I got a selection of vintage outboards here, so I got this Mercury, which I got to get some wiring for. My grandson wants to take that and own it, and I do have a 1949, I believe, Johnson over there in the corner, 3-horse, with the same thing. Needs some carburetor, it needs to be rebuilt. We had it running last year, but wanted to keep dying on us, so I know it's something with the carb. And just out here trying to honor my brother Ed, who we called WooWoo's when we were kids. And if you keep listening, some of you might have already heard how Edward got his name. And that came from my father when he came out of World War II. He named my older brother after his brother, who was still missing in action, sadly, from 1945. He went missing in action down in the South Pacific. If you stick with me, I'll give you the details of the ship that he was on. His plane went out, what type of plane he was on. There was three servicemen on that plane, and all of them are still missing. And there was 12 planes that went out on a particular morning. I guess there was some bad weather. From what they're saying, the U.S. government has a bunch of records and information. Anybody's interested in the service and how people served their country back in the day. I know a lot of World War II veterans, my father included, didn't really talk too much about what happened. So right here I got my little throttle, and I can see when I come up to this pointer, the mark right here, and it starts to push the throttle down, and it will go full throttle. Nice. Took this glass off. I cleaned out the filter in there, put some new gaskets in. So do have a piece here that I can put in and then figure out about the springs and whatnot. Before I get into the next phase of this motor, I'm going to just pull the flywheel off, check. I did test last year a little, cleaned up the points a little bit, but I'm going to clean them again and take a look. So this I'm going to turn all the way in and put a mark on this and bring it out. Okay. Okay. Some markers. Put the Sharpie comes in handy for things. Now, I won't be able to see this once I have it in, but I won't be able to see it when I put it together. Low speed, needle up top, high speed on the bottom. Just bring this out 3/4 of the turn. Bottom I brought out one turn. We'll see how this stuff goes back on. I have a box behind me here with some pieces, some screws, springs. Try to put everything in a coffee can. If you see I like some coffee, it's a Johnson. I said 57. Put the parts in there when I take it all off. That way I'm going to have a chance of having the same parts going back on. If you do have multiple motors, good idea to do that so we can figure out what's going on. So this is just the air, not an air filter, but it keeps the air clean. Right. We have we'll need to clean it off a little bit. I got some screws in there already. Is in actually pretty good shape all around there. Things are pretty clean. So this will go on here. Figure out. Put that in too quick. screws that I'm replacing. Yeah, because the other ones are pretty rough coming out. Instead of messing around, I found a nice match to keep these in. So the same thing with this, and so take this off. Put that in there. Just snug these up a little bit. Come around to here. And do the washer on top. I believe is how it came off. I'll snug the two of these up. That's really it. I'm going to pull that out. Like so. I guess I need to find if I can get another piece of this rubber that goes around. This one's kind of in tough shape. I have tried a little bit of tape around there, but no, that's not really what I'm supposed to do, but so I can find the pieces I need. I know there's some guys in Maine that I'm looking forward to seeing on a vintage cruise on the Saco River in the spring. I'm hoping to have this one ready to go up there with me. And I'll see what I got for pictures here for the springs. Bottom has a double spring on it. And the rubber. The heavy spring on, the lighter spring in, that on. Top one. It's just a small spring. Screws here, but a little. Small spring up strap. I got two springs on the bottom. I got rubber grommet on the back here. Put the bottom one on first. Line up that top one. And then see if we can get what I have for it. Probably take these off again to try to dial it in on a bucket. Like I said, once I get a warm day, we can thaw out the buckets there and do a little bucket test before I get it back on the boat. I'd like to get the thing back in if I can before freezing. so let's look at that. We have a choke assembly. I believe you should be able to read it. You put it on, so try to put it back through the choke will come on and off. It does affect the throttle a little bit, which is common. So I'm going to shut off, say goodnight. If you're happy with what you're seeing, please give me a thumbs up. Look on WooWoo's workshop. There's a few videos already with a little more info on how my brother got his name and what I'm doing to honor him. So thank you and have a good evening.